3, 2.
Hi, Pat Dougherty here at Voluntary Tennis Academy in Bradenton, Florida. A few weeks before the French Open, ESPN sent Mary Carrillo and her team to the academy to talk to Nick and myself and a few of the other coaches and trainers, trying to find an answer for why the women are getting not only more hurt on the serves, but why the women's serves in general tend to be a little weaker than the men. And it's an interesting story, and I have my own theory on it. In doing some research for MPH, the DVD we turned out a little over a year ago, I studied serves going all the way back to Tilden and Budge, through Pancho Gonzalez, Lou Hode, Rod Laver, all the way up to players today. And it's interesting to see the evolution of the techniques and how it started to broaden and branch out at a certain point. But here's my theory on where we are today. Back in the days where you had to keep one foot grounded when you served, the emphasis in building the serve was much more focused on the upper body, not so much the legs, because there was no opportunity to leave the ground. So no one was worried about their legs yet. So basically they created their power by winding their body. You see a lot of them, I called at one point a retro serve, where it lays back like this. There was a lot of twist in the core, and the chest was aimed straight up towards the contact point. You saw it real big in Lou Hode, a big server in his day, and Laver, and a lot of the other champions. Now, somewhere along the line, they decided to change the rule on the serve and say, yeah, go ahead, you can leave the ground. So then the focus became all about how can we capitalize most from the lower body. And styles started to develop that looked almost like somebody going down to load for jumping up to grabbing a rebound in basketball. And in this style package like this, you'll notice that the chest is not aimed up at all. So what does that mean? What's the significance there? Well, you've heard of range of motion, and the natural range of motion for the elbow related to the shoulder is right in this general area here. Now, when it starts to get way up like this, that's when you start to impinge the joint and create some problems, because you're really working out of your range of motion. So the chest angle significance is that when you pitch the chest this way, now the rotation can go, the forces go across the front of the chest, and the natural action sends the elbow up towards our contact point as the target for our swing. So that's why the shoulders are much more healthy, because they've put themselves in a position relative to the shoulder that this arm is not straining the shoulder or the elbow really at contact. Now the ones who are coming out of a load that is more Sharapova-like, they're not aimed up there, so they're really running the action across the top of the shoulders, not across the chest muscles, and the shoulders really having to impinge just to reach the ball. They have very little reach behind their head either. So particularly for the spins, you really need, if you want a broader workspace and a bigger range of motion up there, you really need to work on chest angle up. It's the biggest thing that's been lost along the way, and it's the answer for creating not only bigger servers, but healthier servers.